Hey, welcome to Story Time with Gigi. Today we're reading a story called Mrs. Brisby's Important Package. This is a Golden Look book. It's from the movie The Secret of Nimh. I love that movie. In Mr. Agis's dusty laboratory, Mrs. Brisby watched as her wise old friend mixed some mysterious powders together. He was fixing medicine for her son Timothy. Timmy had a high fever. At last, Mr. Agis wrapped up the medicine and gave the package to Mrs. Brisby. "Stir this in broth," he said, "and have Timothy drink it. It will bring his fever down." "Thank you so very, very much," said Mrs. Brisby. She hurried out of the laboratory and started home. Mrs. Brisby had a long way to go. "It's already late," she thought. "The children will be worried. I'd better take the shortcut." She turned and started through a hollow log that lay across the stream. Suddenly, she stopped to listen. Someone was thrashing around at the far end of the log. Mrs. Brisby climbed up through a knothole in the top of the log, crept forward, and peered down over the end. There was a crow, caught in a tangle of string. He flapped and fluttered, trying to get loose. Mrs. Brisby knew she should have gone straight home, but she was a kind-hearted mouse. "May I help?" she asked. The crow, however, didn't want to admit that he needed help. "Nothing to worry about," he said cheerily. "I'm just doing my exercises." With that, the crow, named Jeremy, tripped and fell backward into the stream. "I swim too," he called out. "That's part of the exercise." "Oh, do be quiet," pleaded Mrs. Brisby. "Dragon will hear you." Dragging string behind him, Jeremy climbed out of the stream and fluffed his wet feathers. "Dragon?" he said. "What dragon? Who's afraid of a dragon anyway?" "No, no," said Mrs. Brisby. "Dragon isn't really a dragon. Dragon is the fierce, cruel cat that lives on the farm." "Oh?" Jeremy stopped his strutting and boasting. He looked around wildly. "Oh no!" he cried. "I see him! The cat! He's running into the log!" Jeremy tried to fly away, but his tangle of string caught on the log and tumbled him head over tail feathers. Mrs. Brisby peeked quickly into the dark log. She did see an animal coming toward her. There was no time to run. Then a rabbit jumped out of the log and raced past them. "A rabbit!" said Mrs. Brisby, turning to Jeremy. "Aren't you silly? Scared of a rabbit? Now keep still and let me untangle you." "I knew it was a rabbit all the time," said Jeremy, while Mrs. Brisby untied the strings. "You were the one who was scared. Now admit it." "Fiddlesticks," said Mrs. Brisby, "and hold still." Jeremy and Mrs. Brisby were so busy talking that they didn't see Dragon the cat sneak into the far end of the log and crawl slowly towards them. "If it had been the cat," Jeremy continued, "I would have started to sneeze. You see, I'm allergic to achoo!" Jeremy sneezed right into Dragon's big, mean face. He does look mean. Oh, my goodness. Dragon sprang just as Mrs. Brisby freed Jeremy. Mrs. Brisby dodged a large paw. She dropped her package and began to run. Dragon growled and started after her. "The string!" Jeremy shouted to Mrs. Brisby. "Grab the string!" He swooped low. The string dangled from his leg. Mrs. Brisby seized it and was pulled into the air. She dropped her medicine. Jeremy flew up to the nearest tree. Mrs. Brisby let go of the string and flopped down onto a branch. For a moment, she thought she was safe. Then she saw Dragon climbing the tree. My gosh. "Oh dear," she moaned and raced to the end of the branch. Underneath her was the stream. The cat raced after her. Crack! The branch broke. Down went Mrs. Brisby and Dragon into the stream. Dragon spluttered and hissed and swam for shore. He was giving up the chase. Soggy and dripping, he crawled off into the meadow. Mrs. Brisby swam down the stream to the old mill. When she was inside the mill, Mrs. Brisby suddenly began to cry. "Timmy's medicine! I've lost the medicine!" she wept. Jeremy appeared and flopped down beside Mrs. Brisby. "Oh, don't cry," he pleaded. "You're okay, and I'm okay, and was I great or was I great? Did you see the dripping cat?" Jeremy held out a small package. "Oh, here," he said. "You dropped this." "The medicine!" cried Mrs. Brisby. "Oh, you're wonderful." "It was nothing," said Jeremy, feeling embarrassed. "By the way, my name is Jeremy." "Thank you, Jeremy. My name is Mrs. Brisby." "If you want," said Jeremy, "I'll fly you home." He flapped his wings proudly, nearly knocking Mrs. Brisby off the pulley she was sitting on. "That's kind of you," she said, "but I think I need the walk." And off she trudged on her own little feet. When Mrs. Brisby finally got home, she hugged her children and showed them the precious package. "I've brought medicine," she said. It will make Timmy well." She heated some broth and stirred in Mr. Agis's medicine. Timothy drank it all down like the good little mouse that he was. That night, Timothy said that he was already feeling a little better. "That's wonderful," said Mrs. Brisby. "But the next time I go to Mr. Agis's for medicine, I will take the long way home. I just don't have time for any more shortcuts." And that's our story. I hope you liked it. Make sure that you like and subscribe and share with your friends. Thanks for spending a little time with me today. Bye until next time.